Hey guys, so this video is going to be how to develop confidence as the unconfident person. So I started out my life in school not being very confident. I wasn't the most comfortable around other people. I was very awkward, very shy. It pushed me into this place where I just didn't try things. I was very to myself for a little bit as a kid. Like, I didn't really step outside of my comfort zone, if that makes sense. Recently, I decided to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I started riding dirt bikes, motorcycles with my girlfriend, and it has been a journey. One that I am so very happy that I took, but it started out rough, I'm gonna be honest. So how this relates to confidence is that I feel like in the past year of learning how to ride, I've learned and progressed pretty fast, I would say. I'm pretty comfortable on a bike now, and I'm starting to look into building up the skills to do hard enduro races, and that's something I'm interested in doing. But all of this is just based on the idea that I now have the confidence in myself as an adult to take on anything that I want to do. There's the saying, jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. I identify with that so much. I'm always looking for new skills, new hobbies, new things to expand my experiences. I just like trying new things. And in doing that, it's become sort of a habit of mine that I just take on new projects without really thinking about it, and I'm not worried about the end result. I'm just worried about starting out. So this video is actually part of that. I've been saying for years that I've wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I just didn't have the confidence to do so. I felt like I didn't have the right equipment, I didn't have the right, things to talk about, I didn't have anything worth sharing with the world, but I had to remind myself about this path to developing confidence that I've been on my whole life. And the lessons that I've learned along the way have helped me tremendously in learning how to ride dirt bikes, learning how to ride motorcycles. Yeah, so let me break down a little bit of how I achieve this level of confidence that almost seems delusional sometimes. I feel like sometimes I'm just faking it till I make it, and but yeah, it's a little bit of that, but at the same time, something that really helped me early on in life was learning how to fall, learning how to fail, learning how to roll with the punches, quote unquote. I started skateboarding at an early age, and this was something that at first scared the shit out of me, I'm gonna be honest. I was terrified of falling, terrified of getting hurt, but I had an older cousin that was really good at skating, and watching him do grinds on my deck, he was jumping up on the little seat and doing tail slides and stuff, and I was like, whoa, I want to be able to do that. He was doing kick flips, and I was like, that is the coolest thing. And I always asked him how do you do that? You got to teach me. And he was just practice. And then I would do that, I would practice, and it was still so hard. I would fall, I'd get so uninspired to skate because it was so hard, and it just seemed like such a mountainous obstacle to climb that I just kind of I wouldn't really push myself. I would hang around with skaters, I would always be involved in skate culture, but I just wasn't confident enough to really send it, to do things that would push me and teach me how to better excel in the sport. But something that I learned very early on from one of my friends was he always would say 90% of skating is learning how to fall. And that is so true, and I find I apply that so much to everyday life, because 90% of life is uncertainty, I would say. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You may have an idea, but there's no concrete evidence to say that that's exactly how it's going to play out. So something that helps me remain confident, something that helps me feel confident, is knowing that I'm okay with failing. I'm comfortable in the uncomfortable feeling of messing things up. I'm okay with kind of well, let me be honest. It wasn't an overnight thing. I was very OCD for a long time, and I would overanalyze things and obsess over things to the point of like analysis paralysis. Pretty much what that is you overthink so much that you basically paralyze yourself into not doing anything. And that was me to a T. And I still do it sometimes, especially with like this YouTube thing. I just haven't really filmed any videos. I haven't really gotten in front of a camera and talked to an inanimate object. Like, it just takes practice and it takes doing. And I feel like that's something that I need to remind myself. And it's weird because I do it naturally in other areas of my life, like art and music. Like, I'm okay with taking risks. I'm okay with pushing like the boundaries, but it's because I'm comfortable doing that. Like, I've done it for so long that it's just second nature. It's just like instinctual. So I find myself now with learning dirt biking and learning how to ride motorcycles, I'm able to get to a point every time I go out and like have a session that like I get warmed up, I start riding, and then I get comfortable and I start being able to like play. That was just basically a long-winded explanation of how I developed confidence. I think a large part of that, not only from skateboarding, but also with playing music. I've played in few bands, but the most notable one was the first band I was ever in. It was like a metalcore band, and the first time I ever got on stage, I was so deathly afraid. It reminded me of being in school and like doing like band and like getting on stage and seeing like the whole crowd of parents and just like freezing. I used to freak out like every time before I would get on stage. Like, I would just be in my head. I would like get so quiet. And over time of like playing shows and putting myself in that situation, the exposure to those uncomfortable feelings eventually got me to a point where it wasn't so uncomfortable. Like, I could get on stage and I could fumble around for a little bit, but then I could find like my groove. And that's how I feel like everything in life feels for me. It's just like, I'm okay with starting things and being uncomfortable for the first couple weeks or however long. Like, there's no time frame for me on how I'm supposed to be progressing. Like, I kind of just go with the flow. I don't put too much pressure on myself, but at the same time, like, I put just enough pressure on myself every time I go out that I'm pushing my own boundaries. I'm pushing my own limits. Part of that is just knowing realistically, like, where you stand, being able to, take accountability for your practice and just doing it. Like, really, it just comes down to doing the thing, because you're only gonna build confidence in doing something by doing it. And the more hours that you have doing something, the more comfortable you're gonna feel. It's just the more you do, the more you'll fail. But the more you fail, the more you become comfortable in failing. And the more you become comfortable in failing, the more you'll be able to do. So it's just like the cycle of like, it's this loop, like this feedback loop that I put my brain in, where it's just like, okay, if I mess up, it's not the end of the world. I'm just gonna keep going, because I know that the mess ups, every little action that I do, every little bit of time and experience I have doing something is beneficial. And at the end of the day, you just have to love doing whatever it is you're doing. Like, I'm confident that I know that this is what I love doing, because I don't fucking show up to work every day and think like, I hate this. Like, I'm 100% certain, with 100% in the heart of my heart, that this is what I love doing. And I'm confident in doing it. And it's kind of one of those things where you don't realize when it's gonna happen, but eventually you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, I've come so far. And it's just a cool feeling. So I hope this video helped. I've just been rambling the past couple minutes now. To wrap things up, I learned that constantly comparing yourself to others is another thing that keeps you from feeling confident. If you're always looking at like how other people are reacting to you, or what other people are doing that have succeeded, you're always going to feel this anxiety and like this feeling that like you're not good enough. And that's really bad for confidence. I don't know if you knew that, but to feel confident, it's like this internal feeling that comes from doing the work. And if I haven't made that abundantly apparent by now, the trick to feeling confident is doing the work. Putting in hours and hours and hours of time into whatever it is you're doing, and eventually it just clicks. That's partially why I'm making this video. It's just it's an active practice, or it's this concept in practice pretty much. It's this idea that like you just have to do it and work out the kinks as you go, and eventually it'll feel like second nature. So I'm kind of giving you advice, but at the same time I'm showing you how to take your own advice, and I'm also taking that advice and making this video. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're into this type of video, if you're into this type of content, like self-helpy kind of stuff, me just rambling about my thoughts and ideas, definitely subscribe. And yeah, we'll be back with more. Hopefully I'm going to be uploading maybe 2 or 3 times a week. As of right now, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna be doing it. I'm just gonna be posting. I'm just gonna be posting about like motorcycle stuff, tattoo stuff, art stuff, all the things I'm interested in. I'm just using this more as a kind of video diary back to like back in the day when like vlogs were a thing and like YouTube channels weren't like so specific and like professionally done, where it didn't feel like a big production. Like I just want to connect with people. I just want to make cool videos. That's really all it is. I like making videos. I was in TV production in school, and I genuinely like filming and like editing stuff, and like, I don't know, having a final product of like something that I created. It's just a cool feeling. I just love creating. I'm a creator, creating content about creating content. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.